Measles is making a comeback in the U.S. Over 900 cases have been reported nationwide, and nearly half of them come from here, Gaines County in West Texas, home to a large Mennonite community. So here's what we know. The measles virus has spilled over state lines, with the CDC identifying cases in Texas, Oklahoma, and New Mexico sharing the same origin. And here's the thing about measles. It's highly contagious. A population would need 92 to 94% of vaccinated individuals to stop the virus from spreading.
Measles is the most contagious virus known to humankind. An individual that's infected with measles can infect maybe 10 or 15 other people if they're susceptible.
This is Dr. Amesh Adalja. He's a senior scholar at Johns Hopkins specializing in infectious diseases.
And measles spreads through the air. This is a very, very contagious disease, which is why we need to have immunity levels very high to keep it at bay.
But the U.S. declared the elimination of measles in 2000, meaning there was no measles spreading within the country, and new cases were only brought in from abroad. The win was largely thanks to the introduction of the MMR vaccine. Before the 60s, the U.S. used to report around 500,000 measles cases each year. But this wall of immunity's cracked in recent years, largely because of declining vaccination rates. The CDC data showed the MMR vaccination rate among U.S. kindergartners has been sliding since 2019, which left approximately 280,000 kids at risk of infection during the last school year. In the Loop Independent School District in Gaines County, nearly 48% of students were exempt due to conscience-based reasons.
There's no religious doctrine of the Mennonites or many of the main religions that people subscribe to that are against vaccinations. I do think that anti-vaccine rhetoric does endorse what's happening in Texas. It's what makes that possible, because the anti-vaccine movement has tried to destroy people's respect or their valuation of vaccines. And that is something that is very much in the culture now.
One of these anti-vaccine organizations is Children's Health Defense, founded by the U.S. Health Secretary, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Back in March, Children's Health Defense interviewed the Mennonite parents who had just lost their 6-year-old daughter to measles. In the interview, the parents shared how their 4 remaining children, who also contracted measles, quickly recovered after receiving supplement treatments that contained vitamin A-rich food and steroids.
Yes, absolutely. We would absolutely not take the MMR. The measles wasn't that bad. They got over it pretty quickly, and Dr. Edwards was there for us. So
That's amazing.
Yeah.
But is vitamin A the solution to a measles outbreak?
Vitamin A is a treatment for measles, but only when there's vitamin A deficiency present. Additionally, vitamin A can be toxic if taken in too high of doses. So vitamin A is not a substitute for the vaccine.
On Children's Health Defense's website, most narratives have focused on one idea: that MMR vaccines aren't just unsafe, but can trigger autism.
The MMR vaccine has no relationship with autism. It does not increase rates of autism. This false notion comes from a fraudulent paper that was retracted, and there have been multiple studies since that time that have not shown any linkage between autism and the receipt of the MMR vaccine.
But over the course of the recent outbreak, Kennedy's comments on vaccines also went through a prominent shift. In a Fox interview back in March, he gave a positive remark on supplement treatments, which include giving cod liver oil to patients.
And they're getting very, very good results, they report.
But after a month, as the measles cases continued to surge, he formally endorsed MMR vaccines as the most effective way to prevent the disease.
Measles has been eliminated not only from the United States, but from the whole region of the Americas, not because of alternatives, but because of the vaccine. The vaccine is the tried and true method to contain measles. We don't need to reinvent the wheel here. We have a vaccine that works, and you have to think of this outbreak that's occurring in Texas as chosen.